So I logged onto my PC today and I saw this comment. As you will see, it reads, Dom, when they release baby flies to the game, griffins are going to be one of them. Shout out to Kirk's ASA. And I was like, what's going on? Where's this information? Like, how have you got this? And so I decided to do a little bit of investigating, and that's what we're going to be talking about in today's video. Now, as always, if you guys do enjoy, make sure to smash that like button and subscribe if you're new around here. Make sure to come and join us in the LoadedCrysis cluster if you want to join our free Ragnarok servers when they launch with 100 slots. And now, Dom, please shut up and get into the video. So pretty much, one of the most long-term, long-surviving ARK creators, like myself, called Flinger. I'm hoping I'm pronouncing that right because I know I always get it wrong. Did a live stream, and pretty much Jackson Lawrence, who is one of the old Ragnarok devs, who has now come back to work for Studio Wildcard for this Ragnarok project, actually joined Flinger's stream. And basically, Flinger managed to ask some cheeky questions, just throw some stuff out there to see if Jackson could answer some stuff. Funny story is apparently Jackson put Flinger into this special hidden part of the game, so that's what I guess we might be able to find. I mean, that's a great honor to be able to have that. But also answered some really big questions, and I think they've been friends or known about each other for a very long time. And of course, I remember Jackson in the ARK community for such a long time. But what we're going to do now is we're going to leave you with the first bit of news, which comes from Flinger's stream. Link is in the description down below if you want to subscribe to Flinger, and let's give it a listen.
So, Jackson, all right, you don't have to answer this, all right? But it would be wicked cool if you could, and I'm sorry to ask you this on stream. Are there baby griffins in Ragnarok? Are they working? Dude, all right, everybody, you heard it here first, all right? The baby griffins are working in Ragnarok. Thank you so much, Jackson. That is awesome. All right, that is so cool. That's great. You just saw them yesterday. Oh, dude, man, that is awesome. That's wicked cool, man.
So obviously, baby flyers is something that, you know, has been one of the biggest topics. We heard a little bit about it at Extra Life 2024, where Jeremy actually covered some of the topics when they were talking to Ras Clark. I think Jesse was there as well. And what it kind of confirms from this is that could potentially, with Ragnarok, could we see this baby flyers update that we have been waiting for such a long time? It's very interesting, and I just think that will be so cool, being able to like raise your baby griffin, so that in this case, and watch it lift to the skies for the first time. And I know it's like the smallest edition, but it's these kind of TLC parts of the game that truly make it special. So I am really looking forward to that.
Is the labyrinth the same? Or did you make it a little bit less, I want to gouge my eyes out?
So this is a really interesting one because obviously it's about the Labyrinth Cave, and you know 2017 doesn't seem that long ago, but it's you know what is it, like 8 years ago, something like that. And you know, times have changed, right? So when it comes to terms of gore or something in games, you know, I don't know what they're like with the child-friendly side of things, but basically Jackson said up here in response to that, said significant changes in some ways. Be ready. Just when you think you're out doesn't mean I didn't put some evil in there. I apologize ahead of time. So, it looks like that cave is going to cause a lot of troubles. And you know what? I'm so looking forward to seeing how everyone, and especially, you know, the players in the LoadedCrysis cluster are going to get on with this. Because we have a lot of new players too. So, a lot of these players have never played Ragnarok, so they're not going to know what to expect. So, I think this is really going to shape up to be quite funny.
Are the Ice Wyvern egg spawns the same as they were on ASE, on ASA, or do we have to go egg hunting? I'm fine with both.
This one was a really cool question, and Jackson actually responded with some big news saying, we're completely overhauling them because the snow areas have changed. So more ice wyvern spawns that aren't so poorly placed. The old ones had a lot of issues, if I remember correctly. And again, in yesterday's video that I actually made, I talked about how, you know, the ice wyverns were quite rare. And some people said to me, like, no, they weren't, Dom. And I said they weren't later in other DLCs, but actually specifically for Rag. If you had to play in the 2017 version to know this, you know, they were a lot rarer. So obviously they said they're completely overhauling them. The snow areas have changed, so the Ragnarok snow areas aren't going to be the same as we once knew them. And that means that there's going to be more ice wyvern spawns, so there's no more going to be searching and searching for hours on end. Hopefully this means that they're going to be a lot easier to find. But anyway, really, really looking forward to this stuff. So people, we are now at a stage with ARK where this is really, really a make or break point, where we're getting some fantastic bits of information like that. But as I said, within the next 27 days, Studio Wildcard are planning to release Unreal Engine 5.5 and Ragnarok within that space of time. It's 27 days until June 2nd. But obviously for Unreal Engine this Friday has to be the community crunch. I've said this in so many other community crunches before, but it has to be the Friday we say we get the news. And if that doesn't happen, it means that Unreal Engine 5.5 is delayed. Let's hope. I don't see how it can be delayed because they've still set their sights on June 2nd for the launch of Ragnarok. So I think I could put down some money that this Friday will be Unreal Engine 5.5 news no matter what. Because this Friday, if I double check, it's the 9th of May, which then it's like, what, just under a week until the 15th. And by the way, the 15th was the deadline. And for anyone who thought Unreal Engine 5.5 was coming, you know, and the earlier side of it, which was April 15th to May 15th, you haven't been in the community long enough, because you will all know that Wildcard will delay anything or give themselves as long as they possibly can from their time frame. I don't think I've ever seen them ever one time say that this is coming earlier than expected. So anyway, that's what's going to be going on. This Friday is a very big one for the game as we go into big content launches. All I'm going to say is Studio Wildcard, just don't let yourself down. Please, please, please. Your community needs this right now. The ASA player count has struggled, and obviously you will see that in an upcoming video that we're going to be talking about tomorrow. And this is always down to, you know, not bringing content out fast enough, not fixing the game or making it more optimized because of many, many delays. So it's incredibly important to really impress your community with this next update. Catch you guys in my next video, and I will see you, I will see you. I've actually pre-recorded a awesome mod review video for you guys tomorrow, and the sort of a player count bits and bobs for tomorrow, which we'll talk about, which is really interesting. So I'll actually see you on the Thursday, which is nearly Community Crunch Day.